Hey guys, it's me Shane again, and I'm here to give you a Digimon Adventure 2020 episode recap and review. Today's episode is episode 28, The Children's Fight for Survival. This is I always say this is an interesting episode or doozy of episode. I enjoyed this episode, so let's just get right into it. If you remember last time, we had the whole incident where the guys that were in the real world came to the digital world to meet up with Taichi, Yamato, and Takaru. They end up trying to make their way to this new continent, and when they finally got to this new continent, it was madness. There was Digimon, there was black lightning everywhere, there was Digimon eating other Digimon. They all had to combine their forces to defeat Groundramon, and at the same time, they had to deal with DarkKnightmon, who just showed up, and Patamon finally digivolved back into Angemon. Just a side note, DarkKnightmon is huge. Like, they did it to scale, and I wish, one thing I have on this is a small little Christmas tree. This Christmas tree will be DarkKnightmon, and the tip of my pinky will be the children. That's how big he appeared in this episode, and that's just crazy. So Takaru says, "Let's go, Angemon." We get some new music. It might be an Angemon theme, don't know, but it was really good. Their powers were colliding, blowing the children back. When DarkKnightmon, it's taken back a bit, but then he looks towards Hikari and he makes a grab for her, but Angemon and all his holy fury stops him from getting her. Like, this Angemon's way better than the original because he always has a holy light around him. He seems way stronger than the other one. Like, whew, this is pretty cool. He's so holy, you can't even see him back there on the screen. That's how bright that light is. So, one of the cool things happens is that DarkKnightmon says, "Be gone. I have no business with you." So he's already hinting at there's something deeper to his intentions. And, he raises his hand and he's calling on that dark lightning and he's using it against Angemon. And Angemon's having a hard time, but he shortens that staff. That holy bracelet starts to glow up, and he does. In English, we called it Fist of Fate. Now that's a cool name, but in the original Japanese, it's called Heaven's Knuckle. My goodness, that's such a cool name. As these two forces of dark and light are colliding, it's causing so much damage around them, and it's at a standstill. But Angemon starts to power up, and as he's powering up, his six wings are growing larger and larger. They seem to put a veil over TK as big as they're getting. And then their powers Angemon's holy power starts to eclipse both himself and DarkKnightmon. And the children are just thrown. They're like, it looks like they're going through a digital barrier and they have digital code around them. I wish I was a super, super hardcore fan so I could just decode what that digital writing says. It's probably like a protection spell because they're sent in different areas. And we see within this flashing light, we see DarkKnightmon turn to DarkKnightmon, and we see Angemon slowly turn to Patamon, and then him and Takaru are sent away. And DarkKnightmon's just in this crater. While all this is happening, black lightning is just hitting everywhere. And it hits this one Digimon, the one Digimon we see in particular, and he just starts to stir and starts to rumble and cause a lot of trouble. Well, a faint angel feather falls in front of Taichi. Taichi's with his sister and Agumon. He stirs and wakes them both up. And boy, oh boy, thank goodness for these new Digivices. These new Digivices are amazing because I don't remember the old ones being able to communicate that well. They probably were. I know the D2s, the detectors, did a bit of communication, but these things are a lifesaver because Sora calls him. They're trying to figure out where everybody is because obviously they all been separated. And Sora and Piomon, are in this giant forest, and they're surrounded by this Digimon, Flymon. I don't remember if we saw Flymon earlier in the series, but Flymon has been a staple in Digimon, so he's a familiar face. As Ty is assessing what's going on, telling them, looks like we all been separated. You get Yamato on the line who's saying, make sure you protect your sister, dude. And him and Garurumon are surrounded by another fan favorite, and one of our first Digimon, Monochromon. Who doesn't like a good dinosaur Monochromon? I believe Monochromon usually turn into Triceramon, but yeah, Monochromon. You can tell I'm a bit of a fan. Then we get, let me see, where are we now? We get Koshiro, who is in some type of scrapyard area, and around him we see Decadramon from Cross Wars. I haven't seen this guy. According to the files, he's apparently on the same level as an adult slash champion level Digimon. So that's interesting. But above Decadramon and Koshiro and Tentomon is Cyberdramon, and we're talking about the Cyberdramon that's also from Cross Wars. This is the one from the Blue Flare group. Not if you remember Cyberdramon from Digimon Tamers season 3. Rio's partner. Sorry, want to give you the full picture. Yes, I did go to Wikimon for these pictures. Cyberdramon. I prefer Rio's version, the original version of Cyberdramon, to the blue ones. I may like the color blue, but those things look so ugly. And yeah, Tensomon's even saying we might actually get eaten because there's Digimon everywhere. Coach Roy even says there's Digimon everywhere. And Mimi and Palmon finally go on top of this crystal, and they're escaping another familiar face. If I can, Golemon. I know for sure Golemon hasn't shown up in this series yet, but Golemon's shown up several times. Cross Wars, season 2 of Digimon Adventure. So yeah, another OG. So yeah, but Joe's goofy butt ends up at a hot spring. So he's like, maybe everybody should just meet me over here because he's chilling out, sitting there in the buff, reading his textbooks. And the moment he looks down, looks back up, he has Creepo Nanimon nearly between his legs. Remember this guy from season 1? This is the guy that, in the English version, he went gloopy over tomato sauce, but I'm sorry, hot sauce. But he was getting drunk. He was drinking alcohol. And he's pretty much an old man. I mean, if you look underneath his armpits, that's arm hair. I'm not kidding. That's legitimately arm hair. I mean, goodness gracious, guys. Ew. Anyway, so now he's just being stared at by this old man like Digimon. Not much you can do about that. And Koshiro says that he believes that Angemon was protecting them, and that's why he sent them off in the different directions and separated them. Takaru had updated them, telling them that Angemon's now Patamon and he's resting and he's sleepy. And in the real world, because Taichi asked Koshiro for an update, things are still getting bad as more people are posting information on the web that's being used to create the black lightning that's around them. There's a system that's constantly not constantly evolving, but the system's constantly been eaten by Zuromon, so that's probably where they have all moved because there's constant drops in data and frequent loss of information. Taichi tells everyone we all need to get back together and just everyone be safe. That's our main goal, is to get together and to be safe. And at the moment, Hikari's just out of it. She's staring out into space. And according to Taichi, Sister's been like that for as long as he remembers. It's as if she is waiting for someone. He thinks back to when, she showed up on top of Zudamon asking, "Why are you here? How did you get here?" And she doesn't know. And seeing baby Hikari was pretty cute again. We saw her from I want to say the Digimon movie. In America, they lumped like 3 movies together, so we see her in that first movie showing how all of them became the Digidestined in the original Digimon Adventure. But we see her staring off throughout stages of her life until she gets to where she is right now. And so after our quick little commercial break, we get Yamato telling Takaru, you and Patamon stay safe, you stay put. And he's saying, yeah, I got this, I'll protect Patamon, we're strong together. And even Garurumon says it looks like Takaru's grown up. He's like, yeah. As they're being surrounded by Monochromon, they're having this casual conversation to which Garurumon turns on Garurumon and kicks things into high gear so he can get the heck out of there. Patamon wakes up and is really tired. For some reason, he just can't fly. Might be something wrong there. Maybe his power was overused or sapped. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Um, Nanimon is a literal creep. He's just staring at Joe, and Joe and Goemon are just trying to figure out how are they going to leave because everywhere they move, he's staring at them in that hot spring. And Mimi gets a little sidetracked because while Golemon is constantly sliding down, she looks down and notices what appears to be a ruby. So her and Palmon are just going to try to grab as many as they can so they can clean them off and have something for later. I feel this might be important later. I don't know, but it's just an inkling. Could have been played off as a joke that Mimi's getting distracted, but I just have a feeling. For some reason, we didn't kick it back to Sora. I guess Sora's the most competent one, I guess, and so we don't have to worry about her. Well, um, so as Taichi, Agumon, and Kari are on these trees trying to figure out how to get down, they're almost knocked down because now the forest is being trampled over by another Digimon, a massive Digimon. And before Taichi and his sister can fall, Agumon turns into Greymon. We get a little bit of that evolution sequence. It wasn't drawn out, but it was like what 3 seconds. It was very nice. He catches them both, and now we see this large ultimate level Digimon. The Japanese name is Volcoro Dramon. It's Volk Dramon Volcano. If you haven't noticed the steaming plumes of volcanic ash coming off of him, and yeah, it look they're able to scan now. So when he scans, he's like, "This is Ultimate Digimon." Something I didn't say earlier is that Joe scanned and found out it was Nanimon. The funniest, it was a funny Japanese joke. You have to understand the language because he says, not. I think it's Nani Soriwa, like saying, "Who are you?" And when it pops up, it says Nanimon. So Nani. That's the funny part. Anyway, when they find his ultimate, Greymon puts both of them on top of his head, turns into Metal Greymon, and the fight's on. He had gotten hit by a lava blast before, which it hurt him, but it didn't hurt him too bad. So, he's shooting, I think not a Giga Storm, yeah, Giga Storm at it, and the black lightning just seems to be powering him up. He uses he uses the heat radiating off of him as a shield, and at this point, Greymon's just okay. I'm annoyed. He gets his railgun, and the railgun just kind of popped out of nowhere. I also want to mention the animation for turning the Metal Greymon was nice as well. But anyway, he had ended up blocking a lava plume with his claw and tries to use the railgun, but again, heat shield. He's going face to face with the blast, and he keeps getting powered up by this black lightning. And Metal Greymon's telling them, guys, do not fall off. Because earlier he was using the Trident Claw. Heat shield came up again. His Trident Claw was getting broken. He he's doing his best to try to, you know, at least beat this thing and protect the two children on his head, but he ends up falling down. They must have a really good grip on him because they're hanging on to him, and when he falls down, they're not losing or they're not falling off of him and losing their grip. Uh, at this point, Metal Raymond has had enough. He says, "I'm going to end this right now." Literally, he's speaking. Like, this is the most speaking Metal Raymond has done on a very, actually ever. He's just saying the whole time, "Take this. Oh, this is how you want to do it. I'm going to do this." And now he just says, "I want to end this." So he does a dual attack. I call it Rail Storm because he uses the rail gun, and the energy orb from the rail gun is followed by the swirl of the Giga Storm. I'm guessing Giga Destroyer either takes a while for it to recharge from last time he used it, or he just don't want to use it because kids might get hurt. Who knows? But that stupid heat shield comes up again. The collision is breaking trees and destroying more trees because earlier, Voltramon, his roar alone with the lava plumes was destroying the area. And, he's getting powered up by this black lightning to the point where he's shooting black lightning at them now. And Metal Greymon, Alterius mode, obviously, still shooting the railgun. And Taichi and Hikari, they're not losing faith in him. Maybe Taichi say, "I know you got this. We got this," and his hand goes over his sister's hand. Super powers up Metal Greymon. Like, his entire form was glowing. The Digivice, I believe, was glowing, and the energy beam is just powered up, pushing against that black lightning, completely obliterating Voltramon. Like, when I mean completely obliterating, another blast hits, and there's a massive crater, and that's it. No Yamcha, no nothing, just gone. Going to assume that it's destroyed. Usually, in things, you got to see a body and see things dissipate, but yeah, it's completely gone. Um, that was very strong, and one of the cool parts is, as they're coming down, looks like the silhouette of War Greymon. It's not Metal Greymon. It's War Greymon. They don't recognize that yet, but Agumon lands. Taichi saying he did it, and Agumon saying, I want to protect you too. Hikari's about to praise him, but a cloak comes over Hikari, and just Hikari's not missing. Taichi's calling for her, and lo and behold, DarkKnightmon has Hikari on top of a now massive dark male Birdramon. That thing was big enough for him to ride. Now the thing is like it's like an elephant now. It's crazy. And as he's calling for his sister, once DarkKnightmon turns around, she literally follows suit. Excuse me. It's kind of crazy. So that's where the episode actually ends off. Yeah, kind of makes you wonder what's going on there. Before anything else, the encyclopedia today was Angemon is a Digimon of Justice, obviously the partner of Takaru, the evolution of Patamon, and the funny part was Koshiro saying, I want to ask Angemon, should I laugh at Tennomon's joke or just tell him the truth that I don't get it? What's more just? And the next encyclopedia is going to be DarkKnightmon. Interesting. And the next episode is going to be Escape from the Burning Jungle. There are tons of new Digimon. When I mean new Digimon, I mean new Digimon for this, 20 Adventure 2020 that have not been shown yet. I'm seeing tank-like Digimon. I'm seeing tons of dinosaur. I think I saw Woodmon, Alomon, Time Metal Greymon. Got to get out of here somehow. And thanks to someone on one of my social medias had spoiled like the next 3 to 4 episodes. I kind of knew 2 of these Digimon were going to show up because I pay attention to the intro, and at the same time, I've seen the new Digivice toy. I've seen it go all the way to the end. So I just hope I also, if you comment on these videos and if you comment to me on social media, don't tell me the name of the next episodes. Don't tell me what happens. You can tell me your speculations or your theories. I would like to go into these fresh because I do, like, this may be chicken scratch, but I do make tons of notes, and I watch these, and I love watching this series and studying it and writing it. So yeah, that's the episode. But before I give you my review on it, remember when I told you about Cyberdramon and Decadramon? Well, when Koshiro was giving them an update on what was going on in the real world, we see, and let me see if I can pull back up the picture of Decadramon. Decadramon has these launch pads on its back. Those are rockets. It fired the rockets at the Cyberdramon. It was like 6 or 7 of them overhead. They all fall into his massive mouth, and he eats them. If those Cyberdramon are ultimate level, I'm telling you, Decadramon is an ultimate level Digimon. Just wow. What do I give this episode? Well, I wonder if I should give you my review or give you my speculation. I'll give you my speculation first. I'm wondering if DarkKnightmon was also a holy Digimon that got turned into a Dark Digimon. I'm also wondering if Devimon used to be another Angemon that was turned. That's why he wanted to turn his other friend Patamon. I mean, we did see the silhouettes of all the Holy Digimon, the Holy Dramon, Cherubimon Light Mode, Seraphimon, Ophanimon. We saw most of them. Minekunmon. But I'm wondering if this was another separate angel that was turned. Could Gatomon actually be DarkKnightmon? I know DarkKnightmon in this series is a rookie. No, he's an adult level Digimon. He's adult level Digimon who maybe he gets turned back into Plotmon, and Plotmon turns into Gatomon. Who knows? That's the joy of all this being new, right? So that's my speculation for the for the week, for the night. I gotta give this. It wasn't super revolutionary, given the fact that I only had 2 pages back to back of notes. It was action oriented. Uh, I give it a 4. I'll give it a 4. It wasn't like average. It was pretty good. Like seeing that animation for Angemon, the small touches, the fact that he resembles angels from those from the old paintings that you sometimes see in museums, or the Roman paintings of their interpretation of angels, and it's that holy light, kind of when you see a painting of Jesus and there's like the holy light above his head. That was pretty nice. That's a nice touch with Angemon. The fact that we're seeing more Digimon, not just from the original season 1 and season 2 and season 3. We're seeing stuff from, well, haven't seen the Frontier since the last 2 episodes, but we're seeing stuff from Cross Wars. We're seeing stuff from Tamers. We're getting more of that. It's the new continent they're on is definitely a survival of the fittest continent, and I'm curious when they're going to go up against another Mega Digimon. One complaint people were having was that there were too many Megas. Well, or they were using Omnimon too much when showing Mega Digimon. Well, what happens when they're separating? They can't use Omnimon. They can't use Omegamon. I'm wondering when we're going to see a natural Mega Digimon, and we might see one next episode given the amount of Digimon that I saw on that screen. So, again, guys, I give this a 4. Please tell me what you thought of the episodes in the comments down below. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, get notified of more videos like this. I do appreciate every comment you guys give. I do appreciate you guys talking to me on social media and any other places that you happen to see me, whether you comment on the video on Facebook or you comment on the video just here on YouTube. I really do appreciate the conversations I have with you guys. So, as always, please be good, be blessed. Have a happy holiday. Yeah, you like the hat. Wash your hands, wear your mask, Black Lives Matter, and I will definitely see you next time.